Okay, hello and welcome to episode 2 of Tech Talks. I'm Joe Skurdich, the head of strategic partnerships here at Happen Technologies, and today I'm joined by our lead QA person, Julia. So, Julia, it's great to have you on. Thanks for coming on today.
Hello, it's nice to see you.
Likewise. So, just to start, can you tell us a little bit about your role at Happen and what you do?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Uh, uh, what I do on the daily basis, I collaborate with my team, with the project manager, with developers. I do planning. I analyze requirements. Also, I try to log some bugs, some issues, and discuss it with the team to improve the processes. Also, I create test plans, test scenarios, and gen tests. Uh, Also, analyze with the team. Then, after that, I do retesting, regression testing, also performance testing if needed, if it's requested. I can do some automation, and in the end, I analyze all this stuff, what we have during the retrospective meetings to ensure our processes went well. We meet the requirements. We have a good result, and the customer and the end client all are satisfied with the end results.
Gotcha. That sounds like it's a kind of a lot.
Yeah.
um, how long have you been a QA for?
It's been the 6 years. I started as a trainee after some courses, some classes. I learned a lot after my daily routine, after my usual work. I didn't work as a QA at first, and now I feel the same at the beginning as a QA, because I'm motivated. I want to learn new stuff, but now I feel like I have a backpack behind my back with 6 years of experience.
Makes sense. What are some of the things you do for fun outside of work?
I like art. I like some extreme sports like snowboarding. Also, I like watching movies, reading books. That's probably all. No, that's not all. Except I like working out with my dog. I'm keen on pets, all that stuff.
Cool. How long you been snowboarding for?
Like for 2 years, I just started, but I'm super motivated to continue.
Cool. Okay. I guess kind of diving more into your role as a QA. What are some of the main responsibilities of a QA? Like, I know that you guys are testers per se, but I'm not familiar with like the actual duties that you guys are performing day to day.
Uh, Test planning. We develop test strategies, test plans based on, for example, how many team members do we have, also based on tools we have, based on the requirements. Also, we design test cases, test scenarios. Also, we test the software using all the scenarios we have. After that, we log some defects. We discussed some of them with the team and prioritize them. Uh, Also, we retest the facts when they are fixed and do regression testing to ensure that uh, software works the same as expected and nothing is broken. Also, what else? My duties: collaboration with this team. Like we have cross-functional team, so each team member is responsible not only for the stuff they can do, but also for the quality of the project. And team is collaborating, like project managers, designers. They all collaborate with closely with the QA team and QA lead or QA person. Uh, Also, I create documentation. Uh, I report defects, and also I maintain all the documentation in the system which we have. Um, I try to do it like very thoroughly and detect because sometimes we need to show this documentation to the client, to other team members. Like if I have some QA member which who will be helping in the future to test the project, I need to also to share documentation with this person, and this person should understand how to test from scratch from the beginning. I analyze the software, the requirements, do usability testing, exploratory testing, and I do both. Like I can test from scratch, and also I can join the project, for example, and just analyze the stuff, what to improve in the project.
Wow, you said a lot of stuff there. I've got a lot of follow-up questions. So I guess kind of breaking that down further. First of all, can you explain what regression testing is?
Yeah, for sure. What regression testing is? It's the process when you test the software and see if what was previous working is still working after some changes. For such type of testing, you need to have test cases in place, like they should be prioritized, and you should take like the higher priority test cases and retest to ensure the quality.
Okay. And then when you were talking about different ways to test, I guess what's the difference between manual testing and automated testing? And then when would you use either one?
Okay. Um, I would say automation testing, it's related more to programming languages, to scripting. Also, it's more related to regression testing. But manual testing, it's like takes like more from the human perspective because automation testing can skip some parts um, because like the computer the technology is not the same as the human factor. For the manual testing, you do need to know scripting languages. It's done by the person QA, by the human, and you cannot just like do simple verification. You can also validate stuff. You like think of the quality and of the user, not just go straight by the requirements.
Okay. And so like for automated testing, do you just use something that's already pre-done or pre-configured, or will you sometimes set up the automated test?
Um, it depends. For example, I can just script some tests using some easy tools, or I can have a lot of time preparing the scripts by coding. But for manual testing, you need requirements and you need your head on your shoulders. Just use your brain.
Well said. So why does somebody need a QA person? Like, how come a developer just can't test their own stuff, by themselves?
Uh, Actually, I don't agree with the thing that developers cannot test. They can test for sure, but they think differently as a QA person because they build the system from scratch or building blocks. But the QA person thinks not only about how the system should be built, but also how to break the system, and it's important to have a QA person on the project because QA person can help. to find some issues in the beginning of the project, and it helps to avoid some headaches down the road. And also, uh, you don't want to release your system with a lot of bugs, which doesn't meet the client expectation. So you need the person who will take responsibility and will be in charge of the quality, not just in charge of building the project itself.
Okay, cool. Can you tell me a little bit just about your process, like when you're working with different members of the development team, and just kind of walk us through what your process looks like, and then also, do you have any engagement with the clients directly?
Yeah, okay. I work closely with the developers because, as for me, it's the best way to have the clear picture of the software, of the requirements, and of the product we are building. And always try to go by two sides, like the positive perspective and negative, what you do, think of the risks, and communicate all this stuff to the client very clearly to have, if I need, I can have some additional meeting. I always speak up at retrospectives or daily calls if I have some blockers, or if I see that my team member, for example developer, have some he have some problem. I can speak for the person, or I can encourage a person to fix that stuff, because we all are here for the same result, for the good quality. That's the main point.
Gotcha. So, for an organization that's never worked with a QA person before, why is that a necessary role on a development team?
It's necessary because developers and testers, they think of the quality from different perspectives, and you cannot always be sure that the development team, uh, they are judging the software from both sides, from negative and positive perspective, because they are people who are building the system. They have different goal that QA has, and it always impacts the project. And QA person can identify some small stuff, but in the end, for the end user, it for sure it will be important stuff, because it can affect usability. And user, if he sees some uh, flaws, if he sees some bugs, he just can go away, go away from the website, leave the application, because people don't want to work with buggy stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think we can all agree about that. So, like to your point, can you give me an example or two of a time like there's been a challenge that a client has faced and that it's been mitigated or avoided by having a QA person?
Yeah, for sure. For example, confusing requirements are used to um, just meet the stuff that are written in the way it shouldn't be. Like the requirements are not clear, then the developer take those requirements, and he builds the stuff as it is written. But for QA person, it's like responsibility, and it's a challenge to take those requirements to go to the client or to the business analyst or to the product owner, and to communicate, to discuss, to clarify, because this person wants to see the product uh, as detailed as possible, and to write these cases as many as possible to ensure that in the end the quality will be at the top level. So I used to do that stuff. I used to clarify requirements, write a lot of emails, um, just sending people messages. Yeah, I know it can be annoying, but in the end, we all want our product to work as expected and even more.
Yeah, for sure. So, for you personally, or for somebody in your role, how technical of a background do you need to have, like, compared to other developers on the team or other roles on the team?
I would say you need to learn as much as possible for the hard skills, but you need to develop your soft skills because we all know communication is the key, and it is important to know stuff you do, to know at the top level, to know the best, because as much as you know, it can give you uh, a chance to be like a key member of the team and to work on your own, to solve your problems, to take responsibility and not to bother other people, other developers. Yeah, and as for the soft skills, you need to talk to your client, to understand the team, probably always to be polite, and uh, don't uh, don't forget to give feedback with respect. It's
Yep,
important.
for sure. And those soft skills are huge too. I mean, you got to be able to communicate and have an understanding of what's going on. Otherwise, the technical stuff doesn't matter as much. So, agreed. Um, what about kind of going back? What made you want to be a QA person, and how did you kind of get into that?
Back to the time, I remember my close friend started to do QA job, and I was wondering, why do people need a QA person in their team? What they do on a daily basis? Why it is important? And then I just started to deep down to Google stuff and understood that it's important, and it's like the whole new role. It's interesting, and it gives a person such a responsibility. And I liked that QA person always goes ahead and always have an opportunity to take challenges. But and challenges, it's what drives me. And I decided to take courses to learn a bit. And then after some time, I received an offer and started to do QA job. And I'm satisfied. Still, I'm happy with my work.
So, what advice would you have for somebody who wants to get into QA?
Uh, I would say to always stay curious, to ask questions, because nobody likes QA, which just sits and do nothing, just silent. Also, to learn basics, for sure, it's important. Practice testing on a day, like every day. Um, don't if you have, for example, some boring project, or you feel like you can can't develop your skills or skills you want, take another part-time project or ask for more responsibility. That for sure that would be good for a QA person. Also, to be patient to the people, because QA person it's always who brings a bad news, like saying to developer, "Hey, that's not working as expected. You need to fix this." For this, you need a lot of courage, a lot of patience, also to be detail oriented for sure, and keep learning new stuff, because like the market it doesn't stays the same. We need to bring new stuff to the table. We need to learn every day to be like in the like with the latest trends.
Yeah, so it seems really just like a good sense of curiosity and constantly learning, and then, like you mentioned before, just having the soft skills and being able to communicate, both with your team and the clients too.
Yeah.
Um, do you have a specific way when you have bad news to give that you deliver that?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I can bring. For example, there is a rule of a sandwich. You need to say some good stuff, some after that some bad stuff, and after that again some good stuff. And I always try to be polite, respectful, and kind. Probably it's all that is needed for the good communication. Also to listen.
Yep, 100%. Well, I think that that's all the questions that I have. But any questions that I haven't asked you that you'd want people to know about, when it comes to a QA person, or what they do, or kind of how they fit on the team, or anything like that?
I can think of probably that's all.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you spending the time today, and yeah, I'm glad we finally got to do this. It was the third time was the charm for getting together. So glad everyone's we're both healthy and got to chat. So
Yeah, it was nice to see you as well, and thanks for your time and for the creative questions. It
for
was
sure.
much easier with your help.
For sure. Well, thanks again for coming on, and we will have another episode coming shortly.